Lisa Ann living a retirement life right now, and I know you tweeted it's been sort of hard adjusting to retirement, so you have to get back on the road once a month.
Yes.
I guess, are you bored that you're retired now?
No. I'm loving the fact that I'm getting more sleep. No, but I think it's the reverse of what I treated. I treated that I will only go on the road once a month. Okay. That's the rule, is only once a month. I don't want to be traveling as much as I used to. I'm really enjoying being home, making my own food, sleeping in my own bed. Like, it's the weirdest little things right now that are just like so great, and seeing my friends more.
And I think it's important we do the promotional stuff. So this TRLA, tell us about it. This new thing, it's a new promotional method you're using.
TRLA is not only my official Facebook, but I finally got a Facebook, people.
Yes, it's amazing.
But it's also my online store, and TRLA members, I follow them on Snapchat, and I have different photos for them, and we do little phone calls, and it's something that I have more time to do now that I'm retired, so I can actually make it happen, whereas before my life was just too hectic to keep up with where I'm going to be shipping stuff from. So I'm loving that. I'm going to a ton of games. Last week I got to go to Indiana. I got to see Paul George be on his first day back on the court, which is so much earlier than we all expected. Yep. 8-month recovery from such a horrific injury. Really exciting. And then the next night I got to go to the championship game.
Don't get there. I'm going to get to those questions. Don't get there.
Don't.
Stop there. Speaking of Kentucky, I know you're a huge fan, and I had watched the interview where John Capillari sent out some goons after you. Now they lost. Have you in contact with these people again, on the Harrison twins, the Carter Johnson?
I'm letting them cry for a couple days because I think we're also sad that Kentucky lost, that it would be horrible for me to come after them right now. But 7 players went into the NBA draft list yesterday from one team. That's the most ever in history from any team, let alone Kentucky. So in the 11 years that Coach Cal has been in existence in Kentucky, he has pumped out a minimum of 5 NBA players a year in his once-and-done program. So I love what he's doing over there.
But I think maybe you could be a recruiting magic trick, don't you think? Because all these players, they love Lisa, and do you think maybe a college job, if they offered you a job, would you take it?
You know, I think I'd be better at something else. I think I'd be a good motivational speaker. Yeah. I think I'd be good at helping them stay focused on not getting wrapped up in the negative things they see and hear on social media, and to also be present in the moment. You know, I know sometimes like midway through the season, I'll get to see somebody kind of slumping and this and that, and that's normally when I'll make time to talk with them and say, remember when you were a child and you dreamed that you would be able to play on an NBA court? Like, take yourself back there, and when you go into your next game, look around at the kids in the arena and how excited they are to be there, and think about in their mind how many of them are ever thinking, am I going to be the 1 in a million to be on this court? So I think that's kind of what I'd be better at. So it's a nurturing thing. Even though I'm not a mom, I feel this like nurturing thing has come over me the past couple of years of just like reminding people, be grateful for where you are. I mean, I know there's always somewhere better, but be grateful for where you are right now.
And speaking of nurturing people, I know you're at Oklahoma State recently. And how long were you there for? I don't know. How long were you there?
I was in Oklahoma State for a week. Okay. It was awesome.
Sorry, do you sleep on res and campus and everything?
I got a hotel on campus, yes. I didn't sleep in the dorm or the apartments, but I hung out there the whole night. And Matt is the kid from the College Game Day sign years ago. And if you just search Lisa Ann College Game Day, you will find the story about me and Matt McGann. And Matt's going to school for sports broadcast. So when we first met, I was like, this is so awesome. I'm doing my sports show, da da da. And all of his broadcast teachers let me sit in on his classes. Wow, yeah. That's amazing. I got to listen to a lecture from the VP of the Oklahoma Thunder. And he talked about how they do PR with the team. And it was the day that they released Durant was going to be out for the rest of the season.
That is amazing.
So it was like, I was like, oh, and so I went to his classes. I watched a bunch of March Madness at his apartment with him and all his friends. And Matt and I have just become like brother and sister. We're just like great friends. And now that I'm retired, I'm able to give people my time and just be with them. And it feels so good.
I think a lot of people want to know, was this strictly a business trip, or were there some lucky Oklahoma State students that got some Lisa Ann magic?
It was neither. It wasn't a business trip nor any Lisa Ann magic. It was just a friend trip. Okay. And now that Matt and I have become like brother and sister, we've never hooked up.
I'm saying for other students, though.
No,
okay.
No, you know, here's the thing. I kind of feel like it's Matt's school, and it would be disrespectful for me to Matt to hook up with anybody else, right? But we did get the basketball team to come over to his apartment one night and watch a game with us. And what was great was they're all huge fans of the basketball team. So I could see the worlds coming together, and I made sure I told the basketball players, I'll give you all posters, but when these boys are coming to your games, make sure you take care of them and get them seats when you can and move them up when you can. You know, help my boys out.
That is so nice of you. And going back, you're very active on Twitter. And I know since you retired, there's going to be a lot of more reading time. So I guess you really like to read. That was a really cool thing.
Oh my God, I've been reading like ridiculously. So, reading is something funny. I never liked to read when I was in school. Wow. And then as I got older, I wanted to read more, but I never had the time for it. And I would be on a plane, I'd look at everybody reading, and I'd always be so exhausted that every time I sat still, I would sleep. So I never read on the plane. Now I'm up to 2 books a week. And I have fans who have been so kind, and I'm getting about 10 books a week mailed to me from fans to my P.O. box, just saying, hey, I read this book and I loved it, tell me what you think. And I'm like, I gotta say, the pride I feel right now is the fact that my fans have accepted I retired. They still have mad love for me. They know that there's so much content available on the internet, but yet they're moving on with me and they're staying in my life. And being that I mentioned that I was reading more, and some fans right away were like, I just read this book, I'm going to send it to you. Did you read this book? And now I'm using my books once I read it, and I'm sending it to a fan. Why not? We all could recycle and share books, But it's like I can't believe the relationship is staying and that my fans are still loving me like this.
And something that didn't really stay with you, I was so mad. GoDaddy. They gave away your domain name. Oh. I was heartbroken, but it's on the credit card. Why would they do that?
GoDaddy. It was a shady situation. I hear this expression now that hate is the new love, right?
True.
And I've felt a lot of hate since I retired. People are very mean. Not my fans, of course, but just the inner workings of people who are not happy with my situation, and that's what that stemmed from.
And I know you said you're going to be cutting off people this season, time of the year that's cut off, but we want to know the high-profile guys that are going to make this list, guys that are leaving, and some guys that have a chance of getting on. We want to know this stuff, Lisa, and I know you'll tell me.
I can't tell you.
Lisa? But
I will say this. Some of them are just getting cut because they're getting too comfortable with me being in their life and they don't go out of their way anymore. Oh. Yeah. And that's not cool. I want you to still try, still make an effort.
And how do you get on?
It's a very interesting process.
We'll leave it at that. Now we're going to get to our favorite part, the pictures. Are you ready, Lisa?
Yeah.
So this right here is a police officer in Toronto, the Raptors game. He's one lucky guy. Tell me about that photo. Lucky guy.
So my last trip here, I got to catch 2 Raptors games, and I took this photo and I put it on my Instagram. Little did I know at that time that my Instagram is where newswires go and pull things from.
Wow.
And so the next game when I saw this guy, he's like, I got in trouble for taking that photo. In
no way.
But I mean,
lucky guy.
The photo, it's a great photo. I love a one and done photo that comes out that good. So yeah, thank you.
Charles Barkley, there's 2 questions to this. Let me ask the first one. I know you met him and he said, hey, you stripped from him, I think, back in Philadelphia when he was a rookie or something like that the first time. What was the second encounter like? You never talked about that in that interview you did.
There was
no second encounter?
This was my second.
Oh.
So when I was 18, I worked at a club that was having a grand opening. It was called Delilah's Den, and all the Sixers came in. And at the time, Charles Barkley was a rookie. He was number 34 playing for the Sixers. And he came in, and then the club came to me and said, you have to do a lap dance. I didn't even know what this was yet. I'm 18, right? Yeah. I thought you just got up on stage to dance. So I go over there, I do this lap dance. Well, I'm a sports fan. So it was awkward. The whole thing was awkward. So I remember going to the club and saying, I'm never doing another lap dance. And I didn't do lap dances again until I was in my 30s. Wow. So when I saw Charles that night, and he was a little tipsy, and he's flirting with all the waitresses, and he's flirty, and I said, this is not a flirting thing right now. I'm going to tell you a funny story. You're the reason I didn't do lap dances for like 15 years.
Wow.
And he was laughing so hard. He's such a nice man. Tony Romo was there. It was a great night in this little tent. So
lucky Charles, lucky Lisa.
Terrible. It was just terrible. It was just terrible.
What a good accent. Lisa, West Side. Is this an LA thing? Was that LA News?
Yeah, I did a little West Side because I was in this, I don't remember where we were, but everything was Duck Dynasty.
Wow.
Like when you're like in Pennsylvania and Virginia, and people are really into this show. I've never watched an episode, have you?
No, I didn't.
Have you ever heard of it?
I just like this part. That's why I threw the West Side.
So I was like, if I'm going to stand by this Duck Dynasty, I'm going to be like, West Side! And this was in like a Walmart in the middle of the night.
Wow.
By the way, this was a great idea.
Who's this guy?
Okay, this guy he's a little rapper in New York City. He's super
little?
fun.
So mean.
But I mean like little, like size-wise, height.
Oh, okay.
He's new and up and coming, and he was at one of my parties, and we used to like to hang out, and he'd always bring weed.
What a lucky guy. Lisa, do these kids know you?
No.
Okay, they shouldn't, right?
So, you did such a good job.
But do they know you?
No.
Okay.
So one of the secret things I like to do in New York City, I'm blowing up my own spot right now, is I put on regular clothes, I look regular, like you would not find me attractive at all. I kind of look like the Unabomber, okay?
Nah.
And I go out, and when I see people in groups and one person is separating to take the photo, I walk up to that person and I say, do you want to be in the photo too? And they say yes, they give me the photo, and I take photos and I walk away. Sometimes I'll go out in Times Square and do it for a couple hours by myself. I just find it so fun because you see couples traveling together and one of them's in the photo and then the other one's in the photo. What are they going to do, Photoshop them together? Yeah. So, and I don't look like I'm going to steal the camera, even though I don't look hot. I don't look like a thief. So I take the camera, and then this was in Central Park, and it was a beautiful family there for a family reunion, and one of the family members was going to stand out and miss the photo, and I just couldn't have that happen.
Wow, so caring.
Right?
Lisa,
Look at me, you would never know that's me, right?
Absolutely, I didn't even know it was you.
Awesome.
You and Wale have a really good friendship, and he talked about you on Nardwar recently. He said, Lisa, and something really positive, but...
I love Wale.
Yeah, what's with you and Wale?
So we met through a mutual friend of ours, and we're looking to possibly do some work together.
Wow.
We have a mutual love for Seinfeld, and he was just in the process of doing this project with Jerry Seinfeld, so we had a lot to talk about. And, you know, I see him a lot in D.C. because I go to a lot of Wizards games, and he's at almost every Wizards game. So I see him a lot there as well. He's mad cool, and I love his music. So this was a special moment.
And I got two more. I don't want to leave you here too long. This is an old photo, but I like it a lot. I think I might have...
There's a better one.
I have it.
You know what I'm talking about?
I have it.
So this is Franco Harris, and this statue is in the Pittsburgh airport. And there's a play in football history that you can look up called The Immaculate Reception. People are still mad over this play. Of course, not Steelers fans, but the other team. And I remember the very first time I took a picture by him, which I do every time religiously when I go to Pittsburgh airport, I had texted it to my mom. And my mom, right away, without me even saying who it is, writes back, oh, that's Franco Harris. Wow. You should look up the play, The Immaculate Reception. The fact that my mom knows sports so well, like, I love that about her because it's just so cool because other people are like, who's that? So I try and do all this stuff. Now, you're not supposed to touch the statue. So I always, like, I wait and I look around. What's security going to do? And I, like, take some quick photos. I stand in front of it. I'm hugging with the ball. I'm grabbing it. That's a good one.
I don't know.
It really looks like I'm grabbing it, too.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the one, but you like this photo.
Oh, wait.
Is that
the one that I'm talking about?
Is
one of my fans gave me an autographed Franco Harris jersey last time I was in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So I got to stand next to the statue.
Wow.
Holding the signed jersey. I was like, this is like geek to geek to geek.
You're so lucky.
This was just last week.
Yep.
In Indiana.
Like big black guys.
And I found out that this was the mayor, which I had no idea.
Oh, my God. I was
so
off.
I just tucked in with him. I was like, this is a great statue for a photo. It's kind of creepy, but it's awesome at the same time. It's not life to size. I asked somebody. He wasn't that big.
And we're going to play Would You Rather, 3 photos, then I'm going to let you go. You ready?
No problem.
You ready?
Would you rather? Yeah. So good.
Jaleel Okafor
this is so good.
or Carl Anthony Towns. This is a tough one. Would you rather? Dun, 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 dun.
Carl Anthony Towns.
Reason being?
Because he plays for Kentucky, and I still have to be a loyal fan.
Is that the only reason?
He's a baller. He's got nice form to his arms. He's a good player, and he's a great rebounder. That's a great reason right there.
This is a really tough one, Lisa.
By the way, you know Belle Knox?
Yes, I do. Yeah, from Duke.
So she goes to Duke. So the other day she was in a Jamba Juice, and you know I'm so not into people taking photos of us when we're not expecting it, like when we're eating or whatever. But she creeped, and she took a photo when he was ordering his Jamba Juice and wrote down what kind of jam and sent it to me. And I was like,
wow, that's amazing.
She's stalking.
Completely forgot about that.
Thank you,
and
Belle.
This is a tough one because I'm gonna tell you why. You said you want to have kids with LeBron because of genetics.
Yes.
Michael Jordan, though, who would you rather have? Who would you rather, Michael Jordan or LeBron? This is really tough, Lisa.
You know what?
Think.
Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Just because he's a legend. He also just married a super hot 30-year-old woman. They had beautiful babies together already.
Beautiful.
That was awesome. And, you know, he really started the potential for other athletes to have a brand, to have everything. Do I need?
No, it's me. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
People do things like this, like a mint. You're like, do I need a mint?
No.
You're like, my breath back?
No. Oh, my God. How could I do that?
Because I get a tickle in my nose,
No,
too.
it's me.
Jordan. He's just a beast. Legendary, the logo.
And I got 2 more photos on a lesser scale. These are just 2 urban interviewers. Little corny joke I'm going to throw in there. Jack the Thriller.
Oh, I know him.
Or
that eye is crazy.
This little corny yeah.
Right. It's not because you're here.
Yeah.
I love Jack, but Jack works better with the younger girls who are willing to take a little bit more abuse. You know,
really?
He's always fresh. And he likes to try, he wants to touch you. He's completely inappropriate. And it's okay, because it works for him and his fans love it. But you?
Wrong.
But that's a great picture of you, too.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Anything else you'd like to plug before we let you
You know,
go?
I love how much I'm getting to come up to Toronto.
When are you coming back next?
I'll let you know. I'm going to talk to the Fleshlight people right now.
Twitter, same thing. Instagram, same thing.
Twitter is @TheRealLisaAnn. Instagram is also @TheRealLisaAnn. And I now have a Facebook, which is TRLA Official.
And the new releases are coming May 5th.
My birthday. Yep, May 9th is my birthday. They'll be in stores May 5th.
Now back to the studio. Perfect.